Good morning, good afternoon. We are here live and in living colour after the Rangers victory against Dundee. 5-2. Good result, wasn't it? Good result. But we're here. Let's get people in this chat. Let's talk about it. I don't even know how long, sorry, I'm going to go live for. But we're here for a wee while. Let's get a wee pull up about the league. Will it end tonight? Will the league end tonight? Let's see. Even though it ended weeks ago, some would argue months ago. Will the league end tonight? Let's get people voting in that. Come on, vote no. No, they didn't. No votes. What's happening? It's 10 minutes past 12 and nobody's in. Let's get on here. We need to get people in here. The cast of doing business. No one's in. 37 seconds in. Nobody's in. 2 people are in. Are people voting on the poll? Nobody's voting on the poll. 2 people in. What do we make of the Union Bears walking out troops? Can we blame them? Or we think they're justified? What are we thinking? What are we thinking about the Union Bears? Justified or no justified? 6 fierce. I think they are. Obviously, they walked out after the game. They didn't sit around and hang around for anybody to walk around the pitch. We're going to talk a bit about out of contract players today and like Barisic and Roofe's goodbyes. That's what we're going to talk about. Those two's goodbyes. So get your comments in and we're going to talk about it. But of course, Barisic and Kemar Roofe walked around. People are saying it's sad. I don't find it sad. They're two players that have let us down, especially Kemar Roofe. All right, Kemar Roofe has let us down with injuries. Well, Barisic has especially let us down with just being shit. I guess there is a bit of a difference, right, with injuries and all that good stuff. But at the same time, man, what can you do about it? What can you do? There's the shot glass right there. It was laying the smackdown last night. But in terms of players that are out of contract, this is according to Transfer Market. So Rangers have got Barisic, Balogun, Jack, John McLaughlin, Kemar Roofe, Lundstrom, and then the 4 loanees of Sima, Cortez, Silva, and Mohamed Diamonde, who looks like he's going to be just coming back on that buy clause. So, I mean, it says on Transfer Market that Fabio Silva's value is 13 million, which is scary to think. James Tavernier's 7 million. But, right, let's go through them. Borna Barisic, he's away, so we don't even need to really talk about him. People are sad about Barisic. Oh, he's walking, he looks visibly upset. Well, you know what? I was visibly upset in the amount of Old Firm games and other matches Barisic has cost us, so I'm not going to cry about Borna Barisic leaving the club. Absolutely not. Leon Balogun, will we re-sign him? I mean, part of me wants us to. I think a lot of people want Balogun to re-sign, but I'm not too convinced he will. If Clement puts the offer in, he probably will, but will that actually come? I don't think we can be too sure on that in the slightest. We've got poll reaction. 67% are saying, will the league end tonight? It's an optimistic 33% in there, but Balogun, he's 35. He will be 36 in June. I think he'd probably get one more decent enough year out of him. Then it'll be bang, bang, good night. Ryan Jack, out of contract, got to go. He's got a market value of 1.5 million. Never doing anything, though. Of course, joined us in 2017, 7 years ago, from the mighty Aberdeen, did John McLaughlin. Then we've got Ryan. John McLaughlin, that's who we're on about. Signed, of course, during the COVID season, 1st of July. He's worth 200,000. He is 36. He will be 37 next season, which isn't the end of the world for a goalkeeper. But again, there's not a future for John McLaughlin here. We just need to let him go. And then there's only 2 more out of contract players. Kemar Roofe, of course, who is 31. Just turned 31. Done. We're done with Kemar Roofe, guys. Forget about Kemar Roofe. He's worth. He's only worth $2 million. No wonder though. So injury prone. Then you've got John Lundstrom, who I don't even want to mention his name, to be honest. But John Lundstrom, of course, is 30 years old. Just turned 30 in February. Market value is $6.5 million. Not a chance. He's been here 3 seasons, and we have to let him. We have to let the contract run out. We have to let that contract run out. None of them, man. Apart from Leon Balogun, he's the only one with half a case. But he's going to be a 36-year-old defender. That's all right. You should be looking to move players like that on at the end of the day, regardless of they're better than the shite that you've got. Then, if we want to move into the loan players, we've got Sima. $7 million is the fee that will have to be paid. Will Rangers pay it? I'm not convinced. Do I want Rangers to pay it? I mean, you spend the $7 million on him, the 4 and a bit on Diamonde, and where does that leave Rangers' transfer budget for the summer? I mean, you're splashing over 10 million there, easy, on 2 Diddy men, on 2 absolute Diddy men. So it is what it is. Cortez, $3.5 million, and obviously, I mean, he's all right. He was all right at Rangers, wasn't he? You need to do a podcast on free transfers and players you would like at Ibrox. Yeah, that's for more when the season ends. I'll definitely do it when the season ends. But obviously, with these players leaving, that game last night, there's a bit of significance for that troops. But yeah, who was I talking about there? Cortez. We've seen enough of him to know that the guy's decent, but will we be able to get him again? I'm not convinced. Fabio Silva, absolutely not. I mean, he's got a market value of 13 million, which is mental. He's had a highest value of 25 million. That's when he first went to Wolves. And it's just plummeted since then. He lost 2 million when he was linked to us. That's pretty much what happened to him. You don't need to spend millions on players. I agree. You don't need to spend millions on players, but sometimes you have to. There's not enough free. But free transfers is the way to go, man, especially if you don't have the money. And then finally, the last player out of contract is Mohamed Diamonde. Obviously, it's a loan, so he probably will just rejoin us. That deal looks like it's pretty much all but confirmed. As we've got 27 fierce in the chat, what did we make of the Union Bears walking out at full time? Didn't want to acknowledge the end of season happy clapping going on around the pitch. Does that make the Union Bears bad guys, or does that make them good guys? Good guy, wank, whatever. Tune the fat reference in there. But I mean, look what Diamonde, $3.5 million. It's going to be intriguing to see what we do with these players. 9 votes for the league end tonight. 67% are voting yes. A lot of people. 31 viewers. Get in the chat. Union Bears, they walked out. Get the super chats in. I'll read everything out. Oscar Cortez, $3.5 million. Fucking he's banging, man. Probably talking so much about this yesterday, but here we're here talking about it again, aren't we? The day. We need to do a podcast on the free transfers. What free transfers are actually no, not what free. I've heard all about the free transfers. I guess I could have a look. To be fair, to be honest, but 8.5 minutes in. 8.5 minutes in. We've got 10 votes for the league end tonight. Yeah, it's looking that way, isn't it? Sadly, I mean, let's look for right. So, who's out of contract next season? There's not too many players out of contract next season, but let's go through them anyway. Tom Lawrence, absolutely, I'd get rid of him this summer. Robbie McCrory, we might need to hang on to him. Scott Wright, again, just get rid of him, man. Who's going to want him though? Then Alex Lowry. Doesn't actually say what height Alex Lowry is on transfer market. Tells you everyone else's height, just know his, which is quite funny to say the least. So that's quite good as well in there. James Tavernier, he's not run it for another 2 years. So is what it is. Alex Lowry only worth 350k. I think we should just cut ties with Alex Lowry, man. And then Danilo, of course, his contract runs up until 2028, but he's still out injured. He's 25. He's just turned 25 in April. Let's see. I still can't find out if Everton still owe Rangers money on Patterson. I don't know. I think that's what some of the beef with their transfer and their points deductions was about, wasn't it? So, would you say that winning the cup will make up for the league? As that guy on Talksport said, no. I mean, it'll be better than not winning it, but it won't make up for the league. How will it make up for the league? The league's a bread and butter. Champions League, 60 million. It's a league title. League titles automatically way more in gold than cups. How will it make up for it? It's a consolation prize. It's not making up for it. So, talk sport, talk shite. You hungover today? No, it was only a wee bit of whiskey. Wasn't too much. Well, it was enough, but I mean, I'm fine. That's what he said. Hmm. Yeah. Look, there's the shot glass over there. Just in case anyone sent, I'm not going to do super chats at this time. Well, I can do super chats at this time, just not. I'm not doing shots at 20 minutes past 12. Malik Tillman, get a fee for him. We did. Was it like 2 million? Around that mark. We've got 45 people in the chat. Loud and living car. Let's get debate. Let's get questions fired in. Let's get them answered after last night's poor show. And I've seen a lot of people almost defending Todd Cantwell's actions, by the way. When he celebrated that goal, I don't get it. Oh, Willie Collum has been appointed the new head of referee operations at the Scottish FA. What is that all about? How can they appoint him as the new head of refereeing? Jesus. What is going on there? That is the wrong appointment twice over. You're happy about Collum? I'm not. Oh wait, he's announced his retirement as a match referee. That's brilliant. I didn't read that part. I just read that part. That's brilliant. He's took over from Crawford Allen, so it was Willie Collum's last game ever as a referee, shafting Rangers against Celtic. Nah, man, it was only the penalty. It was only the penalty. It was a wee bit controversial. Scottish football in the mud. Yep, looks that way. 44 people watching. Would you prefer cheating beating? Yeah, his brother beaten to us, is he not? So probably would prefer him. But no, John Beaton's young enough. What age is Willie got on, man? He looks about 90, running about. Well, he's wee Lord of the Rings. Afternoon, everyone, says Parkhead Boy. What's he make of Willie Collum being appointed? He's retired. Willie Collum's done. Willie Collum is done here. Absolutely done. So that's what Clement said. Philip Clement wants Rangers kids to make club millions. Is youth the roots out of difficult financial situation? It is. It absolutely is. Partly, I just read something that Uranovic's team about to get relegated. It's mental. Let's see. I don't think Scottish refs should ref derby games. But see, right, you can think that, but then what about refs? It's unfair to punish every other Scottish ref that doesn't have a bias, or even ones that do have a bias that don't show it in games. I mean, what's the point? I mean, a lot of people will want to become referees in Scotland to referee in Old Firm. It's the pinnacle of the sport. So I think it's a bit unfair. Celtic gimp in the house. What's happening regarding Willie Collum? He's retired. Willie Collum is retired from refereeing, and he's now the new head of refereeing in the Scottish FA. I like this wee guy. For one of them, see, people like me. That's what I like to see. If you like me, you send a super chat. Well, you can like me, but if you love me, you send a super chat. That's the case. But we've got an update at the poll here. 82% saying the league will end tonight. 18% saying no. That's no surprise. I live in Nottingham. Ship the English ones up there for those games. But I think that's poor. I think that's, it's not right on some of the referees up here that are actually all right. Not all of them are bad. You know what I mean? Celtic were poor all season. It would be like, in England, imagine what is the biggest English derby? I think the biggest English derby is North London Derby. People say Liverpool United, but I mean, it's not even a derby. It's just two teams that have won a lot of trophies. Plastic tourist fans arguing each other. But I mean, it'd be like one of them being like, "Oh, we need a Scottish referee because because they're one of them's biased." Did the Union Bears walk out? They did at the full time whistle, which people be like, well, most people do, but obviously it was the last home game. The players walk around, Roofe and Barisic, etc., said their goodbyes, but they walked out as soon as that whistle went. So they were sending a straight message there. Celtic were poor all season, abysmal in Europe, out of League Cup to Killie, drab in the league. Celtic were a poor team under Beale, but made a good fist to it. And then they lost their bottle. You know what, though? I'd rather be poor all season if it meant we won the league. It's no point us being decent in the middle, right? And then losing the bottle at the end. I'd rather just be average throughout and win it. It doesn't matter. Both teams are garbage. You win the league, you win the league. Exactly. I'd love to sit here and say we were shite but still won the league. But we didn't. You know what I mean? How's it going? Brilliant. J1, J71 Prime. 11 knots and their rivals are Derby. They're not a patch. See, is it not Notts County in Nottingham Forest? Their stadium's not across that wee river. I don't know what it's called. I don't know that river. That was good. They needed the message sent. Absolutely. No, the English rivalries are dead, man. Like, people are having goes at Tottenham, and I understand Ange's point of view, right? But if that was up here and one of Rangers or Celtic needed to chuck a game for like Aberdeen or Hearts to win the league over the other team in the Old Firm, we would absolutely want the exact thing to happen. I understand Ange's point of view, but at the same time, like you can't really blame the fans. I don't. But then I say chucking games. I don't think Tottenham necessarily chucked it like last night. I mean, have you seen the Human Sun chance last night? You might think they chucked it, but they didn't. Even if they lose both games, Rangers will not win 6-0. The Rangers only need to win 3-0. If Celtic lose both games, Rangers need to win 3-0. No Derby. Greenwood. No Derby is exactly. County is close to Forest ground, but it's Derby who they hate. Oh, big Brian Clough way, huh? Difference is Spurs had a decent chance of. Yeah, no, they did. Yeah. But obviously, Champions League football means less to Spurs fans than what it means to other people. What is the chances of them winning it percentage, do you think? I'm assuming we're not talking about Man City or Arsenal. We're going to be talking about Celtic Rangers. Chances of Rangers winning it, I'd say about half a percentage, 0.5%. Because I think there's a decent chance Kelly do beat Celtic tonight, right? But it's the final game. That's the problem for me. They're not going to lose that. 57 viewers in the chat. Ange was raging like he was. There was some fan saying like, "Oh, you need to chuck it, Ange." He turned around, he was fucking going ballistic at him. City champions, right? Yeah, pretty much. If they beat West Ham, they're champions. They're at home. Just don't like Man City, man. I just do not like Man City. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Arsenal fans are intolerable and all that stuff," but I hate Man City, man. It's sick the amount of trophies they're getting corruptly. By the way, if they were getting them, fine, then you can't really complain. Spurs simply don't want Arsenal winning the league. I totally understand Spurs fans' point of view. Yeah, I understand it because if it was up here and we had the chance to let, like St Johnson's got an American takeover, right? If it was the choice between St Johnstone or Celtic winning the league next season, what Rangers fans picking Celtic over St Johnstone, even if it meant we could have potentially sneaked into like a Europa League guaranteed spot, because obviously we can't really get top three to get Champions League or whatever. It comes down to the final game. Anything can happen. It does. It can. I just, there could be an Aguero moment. Arsenal will be ruining that 2-0 defeat against Aston Villa. But they've been great, Arsenal. You can't really bash Arsenal this season. It's just Man City. That's what they do. They're a juggernaut, man. They just keep going and keep going. And they don't stop. As Ange used to say, we never stop. And that's what Manchester City pretty much do. Ivor. Spurs simply don't want them. They don't. It's the same up here. I mean, you wouldn't want the other team to win the league at the end of the day. Just doesn't happen up here. That's the thing. It's been over 40 years since another team outside the Old Firm won the league, so that's why that's happened. I put Rangers in the Premier League in career mode playing against City. When I got a penalty against me, that bastard robot destroys it. Just like real life. Haaland, man. See, he's a bit of a mutant, Haaland, isn't he? The way he celebrates, the way he gets on. It's pathetic. But it was, seeing Ange's like press conference after the game, he was going ape shit. He's like, this team's pish inside and out, pretty much. Pato, with how Celtic has played this season, it's not ours until there's green ribbons on that trophy. But well, get your votes in that poll. Will the league end tonight? Obviously, Celtic just need a draw. They want to win, but they just need a draw, don't they? So I really don't like the robot, not because of skill, just his overall attitude. Yeah, I mean, he's a great player, isn't he? I mean, I think Roy Keane saying he's a League Two player is a wee bit ripping the piss out it, but his attitude, yeah, man. Like I remember last season against Arsenal, the one 3-1, 4-1, and he took the ponytail out, man. His hair was blowing in the wind. What the fuck did he think that was about? Final boss mode or something? Yeah, I mean, if Rangers were sitting in Celtic's position, people still would be paranoid about it. I'd sit here like, oh my god, imagine, because you lose to Kelly, like, oh, the pressure's on against St Mirren, but you'd expect Celtic to overcome it, wouldn't you? And that's the problem with Rangers, though. He's a joke, to be honest. Haaland, he's a fud. Erling Haaland is a fud. Oh, Parkhead boy. Nah, I don't think stomach should be not Celtic. If they don't win it tonight, they're going to beat Ross. They're going to beat St Mirren, aren't they? Put it this way, though, right? Even if Celtic get beat tonight, like 2-0, I don't think any Rangers fans are going to gain any confidence for that. Because I know I won't. It would just be false hope. It would just be delaying the inevitable. I titled my match review last night, Delaying the Inevitable. And that's pretty much what tonight would be. Anyway, chilled to the bone over here. Everyone's greeting. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this stream going. Even if they lose both goals, we might not even win on goal difference. True. Need to win. We need to beat Hearts 3-0. Ayrshire Rangers won the Champions 5. Lindsay Greenwood. Oh, everybody's laughing. So, I don't even know what to talk. My head just went blank there. I was sitting there looking at the chat and I was just seeing what, and I was thinking, what? But what's happening? I think I predicted a draw tonight. I predicted 1-1. I grew up in Ayrshire and it's an orange hole. Kilmarnock's a really bad area, by the way. Really shitty. Regardless of. Into Big Ayrshire. North Ayrshire. Ayrshire. Agreed. No, you always see like those like clips on TikTok. It's all like those TV shows, like the most deprived areas, like Britain, and Kilmarnock is fucking right up there, man. Absolute mess. It's East Ayrshire. Dun 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 dun. Like East Kilbride, absolutely. East Kilbride was what, sixth? Is the worst worst place in Scotland for crime. Like 562 per 10,000 people commit crime. Don't know how it works out. Like, obviously, I can't be daily, or else crime would be out the window. It would be crazy, to be honest. It would be. If Rangers won this title, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. I'm not getting my hopes up for it. Yeah, I'm going to go to the half an hour mark, then I've got the dog to walk. And then I'll probably be back on Fog Football for a live stream later on tonight. We might do a watch along for the Kelly Celtic game later. It's East Kilbride, not mostly Tim's, Blantyre, full of them. Blantyre, Belgrove, Easterhouse, all those mighty train stations on the way to Airdrie, eh? What did Cantwell do? What did Cantwell do? So I'll tell you what Cantwell did. He scored a goal, started doing this, started holding his hands out, started kissing the badge, thinking he was Dwayne the Rock fucking Johnston. Honestly, like, what was the point? Like, why is Todd Cantwell acting the big man? I don't understand why he was. Like, he scored a goal, right, to make it 3-2 in a game against Dundee, and he's sitting there pretending that he's the man, and that fucking butter wouldn't melt. Mate, the goal doesn't really matter. The league's done. Do not understand it. I'm actually for Royston, Johnny for Royston, the big man. That's two chewing the fat references here. Who he thinks he is, he does it with Cal McGregor as well. Green Brigade battered again tonight. Lindsay Greenwood, I stayed in Rosemont Street flats back in 2008. Love the fact we're getting a geography lesson here. Todd Cantwell was class. Don't get the criticism of him. No, Todd Cantwell was great last night, right? But when we're scoring to make it 3-2, I don't understand the over celebration. I don't get it. It's like Tav in the build up, smiling away. We've just lost the league title, and it's like these guys don't get it. Like people are like, oh, that proves that he cares. To me, Cantwell celebrating a goal like that proves he cares about himself. Like, oh, look, I answered. Look at me. You didn't pick me in the Old Firm on Saturday, but look, I can do it against Dundee. I don't like that. I don't like that from players, man. They should be grieving this loss. But then, Tav is a liability. He needs to be gone. Yes, Tav does need to go. Hopefully in the summer. 2 years left on his deal. How much can we get for him? Will Saudi Arabia spend the big money? Hopefully something like that. Really, I just like his skill. Just the celebrations as a joke and the fight he gets into on the pitch. Yeah, I mean, when Cantwell's on it, he's a great player, right? I know people are complaining, oh, he's not as good as Atati last year, right? He's like last night in the stream. Yes, he's not as good as Atati, right? But when Cantwell's on it, he's a really good player. But when he's not, he's not. And the way he gets on is FUD like, to be honest. Cantwell sounded fed up after the game, something like majority of the fans. He did. But it's just on the pitch. I just don't understand that. I think the goal alone requires some celebration of sorts. Come on. No, I disagree. Like, I don't think he's meant it, right? And even though he has meant it, it's to make it 3-2 against Dundee. We were 2-0 down, right? The league's done. It's clinically depressed. I'm not saying he can't do a celebration, right? Because most players will. But it's in the Kelly game as well. Like, we won 4-1, right? We won 4-1. We're making it 2-1, 3-1, and 4-1. In a game, we need goals to close the goal difference. Because at that point, by the way, it's before the Old Firm game. The league's still alive, and we're celebrating these goals like we don't need like 8. I just didn't. Come on. Could it be because Cantwell's comments of being in a cage now? He's out. He scored. Maybe that's what Cantwell means potentially. But again, that's just, oh, look at me, I'm bigger than the club sort of thing. Tav will stay. I just want him to move to right wing so bad. We don't need to go. He can just play right wing. I hope Tav can play right wing, but he's not. Second goal last night. Tav was at left back. What's that all about? Yeah, I have no idea what was going on. Like, Yilmaz was at right back. Celtic should sign Butland to save pens and Tav to take them. Glasgow Rangers Nation thought Robbie Fraser was class last night when he came on. Needs more. Yes, actually, a lot of pace and a lot of fight. He was closing down balls, and that's why the youth are important, by the way, because they actually show a bit of fight. They're not on the 36 grand a week that John Lundstrom's on, etc. They'll actually fight for it. But if he meant it, it's goal of the season. No, watching the back, I think he might have. But see, no, right, even if he meant it, right, I think it could be goal of the season. But see those goals, like, they never get awarded goal of the season because people just think they're crosses. It's not like the Pape Cisse one where he's hit it and it's swerved and then went in like a corner or like a thing. So that's what it is. Tav cannot play right wing. This is a massive misconception. He's way too slow. He is slow, right? But I would rather try and risk Tav at right wing than what we've been doing recently. Well, for years, where he pretty much plays right wing, but it's from the right back position. Hello. Top pitch never meant that. Top pitch never meant that. If you want to come on a podcast on the channel, give me a shout. Thank you for the invite, Glasgow Rangers Nation. I will think about that. So, well, yeah, but you're saying Tav ahead of Seamer, Cortez, McCausland. Seamer, Cortez ain't there, they're injured, right? Therefore, McCausland, a lot of people's. I think I would like to see Sterling at right back, Tav at right mid. That's what I would like to see. Just to try. I'm not saying it needs to stick, it needs to work, but I would like to see that. J71 Prime, the manager probably doesn't even think about it. I wish I could text him and say play it right wing. He was doing it in the Europa League, kind of with Gio. Yeah, why not try something? Tav should be tried at CTM. I wouldn't try him at CTM. I'm blocked from the Glasgow Rangers Nation, says Parkhead Boy. Well, I don't block anybody, but yeah, fair enough. Nobody gets blocked here. Right, I think I'm going to end it. I'll be back later. Fog Football. Check out Fog Football. I'll be back on Fog Football soon. I'm going to walk the dog. And aye, it's a nice day out there, isn't it? Better than the last few days, pissing rain. It was for nothing. Who's getting blocked? Nobody's getting blocked here. Anyway, troops, I'll be back later. Till next time, leave your thoughts down below, and peace.